got some great roads, great camaraderie.
It's a wonderful place. 6 days.
Great people. We just keep coming back.
You couldn't ask for anything more.
You get all these amazing roads, they're closed off, police wave at you.
I still can't believe they let us do it. It's just amazing we get to drive on these roads at speeds and have the fun we do.
I've always wanted to do TARGA Tas and here we are.
One of the biggest challenges, personal challenges I've ever come across, because you're out there as you and your navigator on a piece of road that you don't know and you're driving as fast as you can.
I've been doing it 25 years. There are lots of great friends we have down here, and it's just a whole package.
Watched it since I was a little boy and always wanted to do it my entire life, and my best friend and I saved up, bought a car ourselves, and it feels amazing to finally be here.
This is our 25th Targa and our 75th tarmac rally together since 1993. So it's been like a very good marriage.
Things have changed, obviously, through the years. I thoroughly enjoyed every one. Just do the same as we've been doing, go as quick as we have to go, more or less, and see where we end up.
The modern field at TARGA Tasmania has seen a shake-up in recent years, with a move towards a production car-based model sees competitors drive virtually the same vehicle you can buy off the showroom floor. GT2 and GT4 are the headline classes. GT2, the home of rear-wheel drive sports cars from manufacturers such as Porsche, Lotus, and also the fan favourite Dodge Vipers. GT4 features four-wheel drive vehicles with Subaru WRXs, European hot hatches, and the mighty Nissan GTRs.
A couple of years ago, we sort of did bite the bullet with a lot of input from the manufacturers to get more back to showroom cars. A lot of the split in between GT2 and GT4 was driven by the manufacturers, and the technology's at the point now where two-wheel drive cars are again, after 20 years of not being as quick as a four-wheel drive car, they are now.
Early Modern features cars built between 1986 and 2007. It's a home to a diverse range of cars, from Japanese icons through to thoroughbred European sports cars.
The Early Modern is consistently the biggest field in the event these days, because that's really where the heart and soul of the event has gone, because it is where the cars that dominated the event 10 years or 15 years ago are still running.
Two of the event's growth categories are Sports GT and TSD. Sports GT, which is run to 130 km/h speed limit, places more emphasis on cornering speed. TSD is a whole different challenge. Crews must match a nominated average speed over the course of a stage.
TSD stands for time, speed, distance, and it's all about average speed, because they literally have to cross the finish line to the second or they get penalties. This style of competition is massive in Europe. It's definitely a growing part of our event.
The first day of TARGA Tasmania kicked off at the Launceston Country Club. The field of 270 cars taking the official start before rolling through and onto the first day of competition. Day one of TARGA Tasmania 2017 is a departure from previous years due to Anzac Day falling on the event's second day. 7 stages will open the event in lieu of the traditional Georgetown prologue. Highlight of the day's tight and technical course is undoubtedly the sidling stage, which has become iconic over the years as a true test of both man and machine, especially in the wet conditions that greeted the crews in 2017. With the Cayena stage a warm-up to get into the groove, the sidling was 2017's first test and a true baptism of fire. Unfortunately for pre-event GT4 favourites Steve Glennie and Michael Potter, it would also prove their undoing, with their Subaru grinding to a halt midway through the stage with throttle issues.
We're only a couple of Ks into the first stage that counted and cars just died. Maybe fuel pressure or something, not sure, but yeah, it was going okay and then just decided to quit, so that's it for us.
Glennie and Potter's problem allowed Ben Mannion and Bertie Webb to take charge. Pair's Subaru revelling in the slippery conditions, ending the day with a 13-second lead. However, both the Subaru of Trevor McLeod and Scott Hunter and the Nissan GTR of Angus Kennard and Ian Wheeler won stages over the course of the day, setting up a tight battle for the week ahead.
It was quite slippery this morning. The sidling's always a tricky stage. To have it as the first competitive stage of the rally, really was a big challenge.
We found it fine during the day and changed a few things on the car, and yeah, it was a good day.
In the headline GT2 class 2016 runners-up, Mike Pritchard and Gary Morant came out firing, with both them and the sister Viper of 5-time TARGA Tasmania winners Jason and John White flying through the sidling. By contrast, 2016 champions Matt Close and Cameron Reeves struggled to get to grips with their new Porsche 911 GT3 RS. The Porsche's harder tyres proving an impediment, resulting in the pair losing a massive 49 seconds on the event's first true test. As the weather improved, Close and Reeves fought back, winning the Dry Morena, Weldra Pass and Rosaden stages convincingly to finish the day in third. After consistently strong times, it was Jason and John White who ended the day in front, 16 seconds clear of Pritchard and Morant.
It was a real baptism of fire. It was foggy in places, it was mega slippery, and I took a little while to come to grips with just how fast we could go in the wet. The tyres are so good in the wet. Obviously, Closey was very quick in the dry. Basically, we're doing the rally on a set of wets, which can be quick in the dry for a little while, but not long.
It's a hard balance between conserving tyres and really having a crack and seeing what it can do. The car was beautiful, it's fantastic.
In early modern, Adam Kaplan and Alicia Penny impressed, ending the day with a 1 minute 20-second lead over John Mitchell and Josh Sutcliffe.
It'll be interesting if the weather stays this way. We've got a four-wheel drive Subaru just behind us, a couple of newcomers, and then we've got Balcom in his RX-7 who's had a few dramas today, but expect him to come charging through the field pretty hard. So we're going to have to keep working to stay where we are.
In Sports GT, the Lotus Exige of TARGA Tasmania debutant Jeff Morton and Dennis Neagle headed the field. And in TSD, it was the ute of Darryl and Peter Marshall who pulled into Launceston CBD for TARGA Fest, leading the pack. The 270-strong field took over George Street, giving fans the chance to check out the multi-million-dollar rolling automotive show for themselves. Dawn rose to silence on day 2 of TARGA Tasmania 2017, with competition not held in the morning in commemoration of Anzac Day.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
The day's only stage was at Georgetown, cars tackling the infamous streets that have featured as part of TARGA since 1994. Georgetown is always a favourite with both the crews and the fans, with the Anzac Day public holiday this year ensuring a bumper crowd.
It is a special day, and what I think is really nice, as a part of the event, they're supporting the Mates for Mates, which is an organisation based around soldiers who've been over and seen battle and coming back and trying to get back into normal day life.
TARGA in themselves have also taken it on board to promote Anzac Day. We have a service this evening at the Silverdome. Been very supportive in what we do and our remembrance of Anzac Day.
It's a great stage, and Cal keeps saying, shall I call it or shall I not? I always wave and toot the horn. As I'm doing that, throw a couple of hats out going around the corner.
This is our favourite place to come because the kids come out in force ever since we came out here about 6 years ago. Kids have just kept coming, and we've watched the little kids grow up now, and they always come out to see it.
All the cars get together. It's like a big parade, you might say, and they're all on show, and you get plenty of people out from their homes and stuff to come and have a look, which is great.
Matt Close and Cameron Reeves set the fastest time in GT2, continuing their fight back. Steve Glennie and Michael Potter were fastest in GT4, returning after their mechanical problems the previous day. Mark Balcom and Brian Foster were fastest in early modern. Jeff and Narita Beeble Sports GT, and Glenn and Oliver Ridge accumulated the least points in TSD over the stage. However, Georgetown is more about fun and showcasing TARGA to new generations of fans than just results. Crews awoke to dry conditions for day 3, the event's biggest day in terms of competitive kilometres. The 133k trek from Launceston to Burnie included 7 stages, among them some of the event's most iconic. STRAHAN is widely regarded as one of the world's best roads. The 37 kilometres of twisting tarmac, a jewel in TARGA's crown, and a challenge for both car and crew that can easily cost competitors the event. The day started off with Moriarty, most making their way cleanly through the stage. However, early modern leader Adam Kaplan got a little enthusiastic at the stage's hairpin, only just making it through unscathed. Paluna, STRAHAN, Castra and Rihanna all tested both cars and crews to the limit as the teams enjoyed the sunshine on their way to Burnie for a well-deserved overnight rest stop.
But just to arrive at the first stage, see clear blue skies, we've had it all day and it's gone well.
To come through, full nose in a car like we've got, it's just amazing.
What can I say? It's awesome. Awesome. Well, I think we're hooked now.
Yeah, definitely hooked. Definitely hooked.
We had an absolute blast over STRAHAN. Fastest I think I've ever been. We're slowly getting faster and quicker and more confidence as we go.
By the last one, which was a fantastic stage, Rihanna started to get a little bit of rhythm. This is, for me, it started the endurance part of the race. Starting to get a bit tired, and I think it's going to be an interesting 3 days ahead.
It was really, really good. Beautiful roads. Could not have asked for better. We don't want to win it easy. We love to really deserve the win at the end if we ever get there.
We picked up a position over Mike, which we were hopeful to do in the dry. He's probably got a bit of a strategy to look after his tyres now, hope for a bit more wet. But Jason cracked on a bit, so hopefully he's wearing his tyres out for us.
A fantastic day. Car ran like a charm. Took some time off the guys in front of us, so really happy.
We had some really good stages towards the end, and I think we were third fastest on a couple of stages today, so in amongst the company I'm in, I'm sort of feeling pretty good.
Stories from GT4 dominated the day. Trevor McLeod and Scott Hunter starting only 13 seconds down on the lead, pushing to close the gap.
Six right late here, over the brow. There's that gravel. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up.
Sorry. Having a reasonable dip and just got wide on that, slightly wide on that right-hander and into the gravel. Just couldn't pull it back. But really disappointed. We were having a bit of fun.
Their retirement left Ben Mannion and Bernie Webb with a narrow lead of only 10 seconds from the GTR of Angus Kennard and Ian Wheeler. However, midway through STRAHAN, the crew suffered a puncture, costing any chance of GT4 class victory.
Cut a corner, blew the tyre, and we had to stop on the stage and change the tyre. Just one of those days.
A bit of a team effort. We got out, got the car jacked up. You got a jack? We thankfully pulled up where there were some other guys stopped, so they were able to give us a hand. But once you've pulled over and you got the jack out, that's your chances of being up the front over.
In TSD, the competition tightened, with both first and second only accruing 12 penalty points over the day, meaning both managed to stay within an astonishing 1.2 kilometres per hour of their target average speed.
Yeah, good day, real good day. We gelled from yesterday and just carried that into today's stages. It was awesome.
It's great. Race your friends and keep each other honest.
It was probably the best rallying day we've ever had. Lowest point score ever, and we're pretty stoked. The car has a lot to do with it, actually.
Amazing car, absolutely amazing car.
Teams awoke in Burnie to blue skies and sunshine for the fourth day of TARGA Tasmania 2017. The 7 stages began in the state's far northwest before heading south for a spectacular 415-kilometre day of tarmac rallying. An undoubted highlight for crews was Hellier Gorge. Fast and technical stage giving crews the chance to really push their cars to the limit. However, the 3 stages in the fertile farming lands of the northwest also had plenty to offer before lunch under Stanley's Nut.
It's a lovely trip into the lunch break, isn't it? You go over, look at the nut there, and it's fantastic.
You look down and it reminds you of somewhere out of Northern Ireland.
And in fact, it works because last year driving all around here, we decided to come back and stay here for recce.
I guess that's the whole idea of TARGA. It takes it around the state and shows the cars off and the personalities to different people. And this morning's just a bit of a warm-up, so it all starts this afternoon.
Hopefully there's a bit of rain as we start to head west, which would help us out greatly. But yeah, we just keep an eye on closely and Mike just to see exactly where they are and try and keep them in check.
After lunch, it was Matt Close and Cameron Reeves who really had a point to prove, pulling chunks out of Jason and John White's lead on Hellier Gorge and Mount Black. While the Whites had no answer in the dry, rain on the final stage of the day, Rosebery, meant they extended their lead back out by the time the crews arrived for the overnight stop in Strahan after a challenging day for crews in all classes.
Well, the morning was really good. We made up some time on Quinny, which is what we were trying to do, and get a bit closer to the others. So I guess we've got our eyes on 4th place because that's where we'd like to be. But of course, when the wet comes, it just stifles us. So I wasn't heroic enough to put the pedal to the metal, so to speak.
The first 3 stages were excellent. Hellier Gorge was good, but as the weather sets in, it's getting slipperier. The conditions for the last 2 stages are very, very slippery.
We just got a bit of a feel of the car early on. We sort of pushed a bit harder in the last couple of stages that were wet. It felt really good.
We didn't have much more in the locker and we got it down about 32 seconds. So it was a mixed day, but we've got to be happy.
We can definitely go faster in the dry than we can. If we manage to have a wet run back to Hobart tomorrow, it leaves us fine as far as the tyres go. So there's a heap of Ks left to go and the rain's what we need because we can go fast, but you can see the wear on the tyre every time you finish the stage and it's not going to last.
The fifth day of TARGA Tasmania epitomises the endurance element of the event, with the 332 kilometres along the rugged west coast a true test for both crew and machinery. The 33k STRAHAN stage, the rugged 99 bends of Queenstown, and epic 52-kilometre Mount Arrowsmith stages define the day, with Arrowsmith in particular a truly iconic test that throws everything possible at the crews. The day began wet and cold, favouring the Vipers, both gapping close and Reeves on Strahan. The Porsche put up a fight on the challenging cliffside test of Queenstown, but it was the GT2 stage times from Mount Arrowsmith which were really set to shock the event. Pritchard and Morant lit the afterburner on the Dodge Viper, winning the stage by a massive 40 seconds. Paul Stokel and Jenny Cole in their Lotus finishing an impressive second. Despite finishing the stage fourth, Close and Reeves lost over a minute, and also second place to Pritchard and Morant's Viper.
Every day our game plan is to do one corner at a time and do it as quick as we can, and Arrowsmith was gorgeous, just fantastic, just a beautiful bit of rallying.
Thought I was doing a great old job, but then we got to the end of it and my newest hero, Mikey Pritchard, smashed a minute out of everyone. It must have been a hell of a ride, so his eyes were the size of dinner plates when we pulled up. He had quite a time. It's set the stage for tomorrow to be a hell of a battle. We've got a bit over a minute, but Mike and Closey are going to be going at it, so we're going to have to watch it as well.
In TSD, the Marshals look set to triumph after a miscalculation on Molesworth cost the second-place Jaguar of Chris Waldock and Christine Kirby dearly.
Unfortunately, I did a stage time calculation error. At the end of the stage, we were happy thinking we were almost on the money, only to discover after the stage that it was supposed to be 85.
A lot of the class results look set, barring any major misfortune. Kennard and Wheeler, Kaplan and Penny, and Morton and Neagle all consolidating their leads on day 5, although misfortune struck second-place Sports GT crew Richard Woodman and Marcus Towell on Tarraleah.
It's dropped a clutch or something coming into one of the tight corners. I dropped it down a gear, and next thing I know, there was smoke all around my eyes.
So to leave this way and not complete the event is disappointing, but we remain positive in the fact that we've achieved 4.5 great days.
Yeah, we'll be back.
The final day of TARGA Tasmania 2017 saw competitors tackle 6 stages in dry conditions south of Hobart.
Oh shit, 200 junction 2 right.
Where did it say shit on the instruction?
No, that was just me telling you what I just did.
After the day's high-intensity stages, teams headed to the Hobart waterfront, the ceremonial finish at Princess Wharf, celebrating the achievements of all competitors who managed to finish the gruelling 6 days of TARGA Tasmania. In TSD, Darryl and Peter Marshall came into Hobart victorious in their Falcon Ute. The Jaguar F-Type of Christopher Waldock and Christine Kirby ended the day tied for second with Angela Corradine and Peter Lucas's Porsche.
This year's just been a culmination of the previous 3 years and the work that we've done. So to lead flag to flag, just been an awesome result.
The battle today was amazing. We had all great stages and we were just hanging in there by the seat of our pants. Here we all are. Fantastic.
To get equal second was a big surprise, a very pleasant surprise.
In a dominant display, Jeff Morton and Dennis Neagle claimed victory in Sports GT. The Lotus pair finishing over 10 minutes in front of 2016 winners Jeff and Narita Beeble, with Martin Dersmer and Richard Wadham's Lotus in third.
It's been a tough road to get here. I was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2010 and had to have an operation, and there was a time there where I thought I might not ever drive again, let alone be able to get back to motorsport, to compete and enjoy something that I really love. It's just a dream come true.
Guys who should have been in second had an engine failure yesterday and had to change it overnight. TARGA's about finishing. It always has been and always will be.
It's not just about the great racing and the great roads, it's about the people that you race with, and you make friends, and that's what keeps us coming back.
Adam Kaplan and Alicia Penny claimed early modern honours, the pair bringing their BMW M3 home over 3 minutes ahead of John Mitchell and Josh Sutcliffe's Subaru, with Guy and John Lilliman's Mitsubishi Evo in third.
It's great to get here and have a result like this. And I think ever since I upgraded my Navigator, things have just got better and better.
It's actually the first tarmac rally Adam and I have won together. It was a special one for us to win.
We've talked about doing this growing up. We finally got ourselves in a position to do it. We drive 50-50 and Josh is a beast. All the big times through this whole event were him.
That's only because John delivers the notes correctly and I'm all over the place a bit. It's such a great race. We were going so well at the end, so it would have been nice to tag a few more days on.
Angus Kennard and Ian Wheeler held on to take a convincing victory in GT4 with their Nissan GTR. Josh Hilton and Rod Vanderpool finished second. Crichton Lewis and Adam Kudra crashed late in the day, handing the final spot on the podium to Barry and Jan Smith's Audi TTRS. Special mention also goes to Steve Glennie and Michael Potter, who won a number of stages over the event, barring mechanical misfortune, would have featured on the leaderboard.
was a young kid, I remember seeing the first Targa in 1992 and I thought, one day I'm going to do that. And here we are, I've done 11 of them, and it's just an absolute privilege to be able to drive these roads. Forward to getting up there and celebrating with my nav, who's, he's just done a great job.
It's our 4th Targa event, and the last 2 we haven't been able to finish, so to finish in a placing is fantastic.
Very hard event. Dano's done a great job on the notes and probably haven't driven as badly as I have other times.
In GT2, the battle outside of the podium place has intensified. While Stokel and Cole held on to 4th, Craig Dean and Kate Catford hassled Tony Quinn and Naomi Tillett for 5th. Porsche holding the Mustang at bay by a mere 3 seconds in the end. With Matt Close and Cameron Reeves charging, the pressure was on for Hobart local Mike Pritchard and Gary Morant, but the Viper had them covered, winning 4 of the day's 6 stages. Keeping a watchful eye on the battle behind, Jason and John White maintained their lead and drove into Hobart to take both the overall and GT2 class win, their victory a 6th at TARGA Tasmania.
It's been amazing from a luck point of view, all the stuff that we really needed to happen to make the stars align just happen day by day. We've worked through events before and dealt with everything that's been thrown at us, but this year's just been so lucky that everything has panned out the way it had been.
It's been a fantastic rally really for us. Got better and better as the week went on, and we're lucky enough to still be here and managed to stay in front of Matt this morning and pull a bit of time out of Whitey as well.
It has been a solid result. We've spent not much time in the car. Matt only got the car 3 weeks ago, so to go out and enjoy Targa and just get stuck into the stages and think about the fact that we do get to race these sort of cars on these sort of roads is pretty amazing.
We don't go into praise too much, pretty low key on that sort of business. But
I think we're pretty proud of each other, but saying it makes us cry a bit too easy, so we stay away from that stuff.
With the largest podium in the world of motorsport, the winners celebrated the success of TARGA Tasmania 2017. We'll be back next year for the 27th annual event as part of the new CAMS Australian Targa Championship.